What's up, YouTube? Silver Dragons here, and today I want to talk about silver price. It is down for the day. It is also down for the week. Silver price keeps moving lower. When is this going to stop? Let's get into it.
The worst day on Wall Street since the crash of 1987.
We're now down 43%.
This could be the most serious recession in decades.
Protect your retirement with gold and silver IRAs. Learn more at sdbullion.com/IRA. Thank you so much for watching. I do sincerely appreciate it. Before we get into silver price, I just want to briefly let you know I'm filming in a different location. I'm moving. Everything is up in the air right now. And I also have a child in the hospital. He's been there for 6 days now. His appendix ruptured. And hopefully he's starting to get better now. So your thoughts and prayers for that are much appreciated. But I know I haven't been posting as regularly as I usually do. But we're going to try and get back into it. So today we're talking about silver price. And as you can see, yesterday the high was around 22.83, and right now we're sitting at 22.27. So it's down considerably just over the last day or so, 50 cents plus. But if we look at silver over the last week, you can see it's actually down quite a bit. So silver was up at 23.22. We're down about $1 over the last week. Now I want to zoom out even farther. The reason I want to do that is I want to talk about when Israel was attacked. If you remember, that was on October 7th. So we actually need to back up to a quarter to get to that date. So let's see, right here is October 6th, October 7th. So at that point in time, silver price was sitting at 21.60. Okay, and everyone was not sure what was going on. There was a lot of geopolitical unrest, and obviously people bought silver, people bought gold. We saw silver go all the way up to 23.36. So almost a $2 gain in just a matter of a few weeks. Since then, it's been leveling off and moving down. So I think people are less worried about the conflict over there. And, you know, where silver price is going to go from here is going to depend on a number of factors, one of which is the Fed, right? What is the Fed going to do with interest rates? Where's the dollar going to go? Is the dollar going to move up? Is the dollar going to move down? Because if you're not aware of this, well, silver basically does the opposite of whatever the dollar does. So let's move over to the dollar index. Here we are looking at the DXY or the USDX. It's just the dollar index. And this is the 5-day chart. So if this is moving up, then we can generally expect that silver is moving down because this is showing the strength of the dollar as compared to a basket of other currencies. So for the day, it's pretty much flat, not much of a change there at all. But over the last 5 days, it's moved up about a whole point. So you can see it was at like 104.9. Now it's like 105.9, give or take a little bit. So the dollar is getting stronger. And yes, we are seeing silver move down. So why is the dollar getting stronger? Is the Fed going to do more rate hikes, which would obviously lead to the dollar being stronger? Possibly, possibly not. But when we listen to what Jerome Powell said, you can read the headline for yourself. Still hawkish, Fed puts price pressure on gold and silver. How can they be hawkish in a time like this? It's probably just talk. I mean, I really don't think they're going to do another rate hike. We'll have to wait and see, though. So Fed Chairman Powell on Thursday afternoon again leaned hawkish in his comments at an IMF forum in Washington, D.C. He said, if it becomes appropriate to tighten U.S. monetary policy further, we will not hesitate to do so. Powell added, we will continue to move carefully, however, allowing us to address both the risk of being misled by a few good months of data and the risk of over-tightening. Bond yields and the U.S. dollar index rose following Powell's comments while gold sold off. So there you go. I mean, basically, Powell's saying, if we need to raise rates, we're going to raise rates. It probably is just talk, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. If we look at the target rate probabilities for the next meeting, which is on December 13th, we can see 85.5% chance that they do not raise rates. So it's most likely that they're going to leave rates where there are. Only a 14.5% chance at this point in time that rates will go up. Obviously, this will adjust up until that meeting, and I'm thinking it's going to be no rate hike. I would be very, very surprised if rates go up. So I think the dollar kind of ballooning is sort of a temporary thing. I don't think it's going to continue. I think silver is kind of near the bottom-ish. I mean, sure, it could go down another $1, another $2, but I think with everything going on in the world geopolitically, and also another bank failing, we haven't even talked about that, I definitely see gold and silver moving higher, at least for the most part, over the next few months, leading into next year, where I think they really start taking off. Let's look at this bank failure. Here we are looking at the FDIC failed bank list. You can go here to see how many banks have failed, how recently, who acquired them, all that kind of stuff. So the most recent one is November 3rd, which was just 1 week ago today. It was Citizens Bank in Iowa. The headline for this article reads, "Annual failed bank total climbs to a 6-year high with fall of Iowa Community Bank." Now, apparently this wasn't a huge bank, and there wasn't really any notice given to the public that the bank was going under. It was kind of a surprise. And also the mainstream media has not really been covering this at all. I mean, most of the media seems to be focused on the war, seems to be focused on elections. I mean, I have not heard hardly anything at all about this bank going under, but it did happen 1 week ago. If we look at the U.S. bank failures since 2008, I mean, remember 2008, the financial crisis, it was insane. There were so many bank failures, I guess 25 that year. Which is the number of failures. You can see that here. The next year, 140, then 157. These are all the small banks failing, right? The assets were much lower than in 2008. But this year, 5 have failed so far, and the total assets, $552 billion, which is quite a bit more than in 2008. So it's kind of crazy to me that these big banks, a lot of them were fairly large, have failed, and the Fed is still talking about tightening more. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I cannot see it happening. I really can't. I think we're kind of at the point where rates are just going to level off for a while. I mean, maybe 6 months. I don't know how long. But I think they're going to have to start cutting rates at some point. And traditionally, when we see rates get slashed, that's when gold and silver really take off. So I think now is an excellent buying opportunity with these lower prices. I think we should be taking advantage of them. When you see silver price drop like it has done over the last week, you should be thinking to yourself, wow, we can now get silver for cheaper than we could 1 week ago. That's what I've been thinking. And in fact, I just made 2 more silver purchases over the last 2 days because I'm seeing the price go down and thinking, how could I not take advantage of this buying opportunity? So I actually like the dips when I'm in accumulation mode, which I have been for the last 5+ years, coming up on 6 years of buying silver. I'm like, yes, please lower prices, give it to me. I want to pay less for my silver because I know where it certainly could go in years to come. I think it's really undervalued, especially compared to gold. I think silver is a better buy right now. I mean, gold, sure, you could definitely be doing worse things with your money than buying gold, but between the two, I'm definitely leaning much more towards silver, especially when we look at the gold-silver ratio. It's up at 86 right now. It's been going up over the last week, so silver has been falling faster than gold, becoming more undervalued, becoming a better buy. And remember, my strategy is when the GSR is above 80, I primarily buy silver, so that's right now, 86. Time to buy more silver, baby. So that's what I've been doing. I'm kind of curious, all of your thoughts on the situation. Do you think the price is going to continue to go down? Do you think it's going to level off? And where do you think it's going after that? I mean, next year, do you see higher silver prices? I certainly do. Let me know down below in the comment section. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Silver Dragons, out.